Hi everyone, let's talk valves today. I want to show you exactly which way the blood flows through the valves and where it gets delivered, and let's talk the cycle of that, and we'll talk about a few things that can happen with the valves. But remember, my platform is for information only, and if you have any concerns, please go and see your healthcare provider and they will do investigations and manage you. So let's get started, and we're going to talk where the oxygenated blood comes from. It obviously comes from the lungs. And if I get my red pen, this is beautiful oxygenated blood coming straight into this mitral valve. And we're going to call that the mitral valve, and it's going to come through. It gets pumped in that left ventricle. It goes up through this aortic valve. And the first thing it does is it goes up through the aortic root, ascending aorta, and it carries blood all the way down to your big toe. So under a lot of pressure. Once that has oxygenated exchange has happened, it carries deoxygenated blood through this right side, and it goes through your tricuspid valve to pick up more oxygen, and then it goes up through this pulmonary valve back to the lungs, and it starts all over again. So that is the cycle. Oxygenated blood, nice and rich, going through the mitral valve, aortic valve, oxygen exchange, deoxygenated blood through that right side, through the tricuspid valve, up through this pulmonary valve down here. So what can happen is sometimes valves get a bit leaky. So I want you to think of a valve as like a hinge door, and it pushes blood one way and it slams the door shut. Nothing should trickle back. One way, push the door open, slam shut. But what can happen sometimes is what we call regurgitation, and that is it pushes that blood forward and some of that blood trickles back. Now, if that's happening in your mitral valve, which is carrying this beautiful oxygenated blood, guess what? You're not going to get half that oxygen, and your mitral valve might have a bit of regurg, either mild, moderate, or severe. You will notice shortness of breath. You'll notice fatigue. That's definitely a time you need to go and see your healthcare provider, who can run some tests. For example, an echocardiogram is the ultrasound of your heart, and it will actually see how on imaging, and we'll actually see the extent to any regurgitation, okay? So that is the mitral valve. It could have regurgitation if you're feeling short of breath. Now, I will talk about the aortic valve in the next slide because time is running out.